Before we do that, just wanted to, as I mentioned, it was about 3 years in making with this, and it was one sad element for our community that allowed us to do that. Paige, if you want to advance that one screen. Thank you. John Leighty was our music director here for, decades, from 1963 to 1995. When he retired, became a fixture in our, or continued to be a fixture in our community. 85, not 95, sorry about that. Continued to be a fixture in the community as a musician, as a performer, and as a community member, and as we had our inductees arrive today, I've heard countless mentions of his name, and I think it's a tribute to his legacy. Following his death last March, we received memorial money to dedicate to the Fine Arts program here at McHenry High School. And we couldn't think of a better way to do it than to honor his legacy by recognizing his students and others that have come through the program. So it's very much a credit to him, one, that the students that he once upon a time taught have continued on to such wonderful things, but also that we're able to be here today. So just a thank you to John. His widow Eloise is unable to be at today's ceremony, but she wanted to send her congratulations to all of our inductees this evening. So a hand for John Leighty. Our first inductee is also unable to be here. He passed away in 1998. But Guy Duker was the Associate Director of Bands at the University of Illinois. He was the President of the College Band Directors National Association. He was a major arranger and composer for the concert band. And we have just a sample of his work. This is his transcription of the Pines of Rome. It's being performed by the University of Illinois Wind Ensemble at the American Bandmasters Association conference. saw a few individuals trying to figure out the inscription that's on the photo there. It's to his grandson, who is a fine arts teacher in the south suburbs. And just in the past week, literally, I think Wednesday, after searching for the Duker family for about 3 months, very much in a last-ditch effort, I posted something on an online forum and discovered that the Duker family is all around us. But he sent me a whole wealth of pictures and photos, and this was just one of them. Obviously, they're not here to accept the award today, but the family wanted to express their warmest feelings towards McHenry and the honors that the community has given him, both with recognition of Guy Duker as a distinguished graduate of McHenry High School and now a member of our Fine Arts Hall of Fame, as well as his father, Chauncey, who Duker School is named after. So if you're trying to figure those out, that's the relationships. I mentioned John Leighty at the beginning of our ceremony here. This next inductee owes a huge debt of gratitude to him as well, as it's his daughter. Carol Leighty Bischoff was a professional opera singer in Coburg, Germany. She has served as the docent a voice at the University of Bamberg and is currently the assistant principal, voice instructor, and music theater director at the County Music School, and I'm going to screw up the name, Terschenruth, Germany. She's unable to be here with us today because, well, she's in Germany. But wonderfully pleased to be able to share with you a sample of her musical talents. This is her performing in the role of Mimi in La Bohème. Si mi entusiasmo. Sorry. And if you want to take a listen. Presenting along with me is our superintendent, Dr. Mike Roberts, as well. Our next inductees from the class of 1985, Robin Irwin originated the role of Marion Thayer in the Tony Award-winning musical Titanic. She's also been very involved in both on and off Broadway theater and regional theater and television. She's an active clinician and coach for many aspiring theater students. Thrilled to have her here with us today. And we have a link from a recent, well, not terribly recent, but performance of Titanic in concert at Avery Fisher Hall. Once it loads, there we go.
I'm not in for a while.
Yep, we've got set 13 minutes.
Oh, good.
Enlarge it first, then you can set it. Is from the class of 1987, under the name of Geneva Red. Dana Smith has performed had started by performing in her parents' theater troupe from the time she could walk. At the age of 18, she discovered music known as the blues in Chicago and began her journey into blues harmonica. Known today as Geneva Red, Dana tours internationally as one of the leading female blues harmonica players in the world. She is a respected recording artist with a Hohner harmonica endorsement. And has gained the respect of blues legends who recognize her as one of their own, and someone who's done a tremendous amount in just supporting the arts throughout our community. And a little segment of one of those performances with her.
I'm Jim Rumbaugh from the Harmonica Club of Huntington, West Virginia. I want to share my front row experience when Geneva Red played in our town. Watch and you'll see why I call her the best entertainer in blues harmonica.
Just a couple of kids out there playing blues. I think you might know this next song. We decided we're going to do a Fireballs version of it. Keep your eyes on the road, your hands upon the wheel. Keep your eyes on the road, your hands upon the wheel. Going to a roadhouse, gonna have a real good time. Well, back up the roadhouse, I got some bungalows. Back up the roadhouse, I got some bungalows. That's for the people who like to go down slow. Let it roll, baby, roll. Let it roll, baby, roll. Let it roll, baby, roll. Let it roll. All night long. You know it, you know it. All right. How many of you have actually been to a juke joint? All right, I gotta teach you a few things.
And I think we'll stop there. Yes, sir.
Check, check, check. All right. Now, to view the rest of that, you're going to have to go on YouTube and search Geneva Red, the best blues harmonica entertainer. And believe me, it's worth it. I want to thank you so much for this. Today actually would have been my mother's 74th birthday. And my mom and dad were very instrumental in getting me into performing, since I literally was a performer from the time I was a very little girl. So I want to tell you all the kids here that are in high school or younger, to please follow your dream. There's going to be a lot of sacrifice. A lot of times you're going to say, I wish I'd been a lawyer. But it's worth it. It's worth it to pursue your dream. And to be recognized in your own hometown is just, I think that's the best recognition you can get. Thank you so much.
Our next inductee is from the class of 1990. Paul Moeller is a classical guitarist. He's a notable guitarist who's been recognized with first place performances in numerous competitions throughout the country and world. He's performed worldwide as a soloist in numerous series concerts and has served on the faculty of numerous universities, including locally and currently Northern Illinois University and Elgin Community College. Have a video clip of him. This is his performance with the Peabody Symphony Orchestra. This was his performance which won the Peabody Concerto competition of Rodrigo's Concierto de Aranjuez. There you go. To be with us tonight. He's actually at performing with his daughter this evening. Accepting on his behalf will be, at that point, his theater teacher, Lynn Schnupper.
Paul writes, it's a great honor to accept this award. I hold my memories and beginnings at McHenry High School close to my heart. I remember singing in the choir, performing a lead in the musical, playing in the jazz band, and always it was practice, practice, and more practice. I could leave the current students with one goal, and it would be this. If you work really hard at something and don't give up even when it seems hopeless, you will succeed. I remember going to school and then going home and practicing my guitar 5 hours a day, and on weekends, 8 hours. And he knows this because he kept a journal of his practice time. And for me, this type of dedication continued for the next 20 years, and I'm lucky enough to live a very comfortable life as a full-time musician and performer along with my wife, who is a cellist. You really can have it all if you are devoted. Just remember that it doesn't matter if you're a musician, a lawyer, or a doctor. Life is competitive, and you need to be prepared in order to succeed. So remember, it's not the most talented, but the most diligent and persistent worker who meets with success. I wish all the young musicians, singers, and actors a lifelong love of the arts. Best wishes, Paul Moeller, class of 1990.
Our next inductee for the Fine Arts Hall of Fame is a graduate of 1994. Darrin Pufall holds a BFA in Musical Theater Performance from Rockford University and MFA in Costume Design from the University of Florida. He's worked professionally within the theater community as a performer, designer, and technician. Notable companies include the Forestburg Playhouse in New York, the Santa Fe Opera in New Mexico, and the Idaho Shakespeare Festival. Mr. Pufall currently serves as an assistant professor of theater arts and costume design at Boise State University. I can say personally, one of the first individuals he inspired was myself. I was a freshman in his junior year, and a great deal of who I became, at least on stage, is to his credit, Mr. Darrin Pufall.
Of course I have to break tradition. I don't have a fancy video. You get me. I thought it might be helpful if, a lot of people don't know what a costume designer does. Essentially, I really am a costume designer. And is the costume closet still up in the corner? Is that where it is? It's up there. It used to be up there, behind me. So I used to dig around there. Len would let me just go up and do my thing. It was great. So I thought I might share with you a little bit of how I work as a designer, both academically as a mentor and professionally. Next slide. I'll start now. This is a production of Thoroughly Modern Millie that I did. I start with research, just like any performer, any artist generally would have some type of research, looking at a historical period. And then a set of sketches is developed, and then you have your final product, of which the sketches are built from the sketches. So this is these are renderings that I've done for the production of Thoroughly Modern Millie. These are a marker. Next slide. So there's one rendering, there's one costume rendering for each individual character, of which a costume shop would take these and develop patterns, and then fit the performers, and then we have a final product. Next slide. Yay. Good. These are some final, it's okay, you can go forward. This was a production for Boise State University where I worked on. I'll move it along as quickly as I can. Let's see. And next. Yay, it's Denise. It's really a joy working with young students. I never thought that I would be a teacher, and now I can't imagine myself being anything else. Next slide. And next. This is a production of Noises Off that I designed for the Idaho Shakespeare Festival. It's a little different. It's not quite as flashy when you're looking at shows from the 1800s or the 1920s. This show is set in the 1970s. And this is a little different because you're not necessarily scrounging for money and budget and time like a lot of high school productions.